All right, in this video, let's talk taking attendance and using the gradebook after students submit assignments or quizzes. And that's how we take attendance and show students that we are involved in what they're doing each day as well. So to do that, first of all, I just want to go to the modules here on the left-hand side. And I want to just remind us of the 3 different types of lessons setups that we have here in Canvas. So if we look at this week right here, this lesson in Act 16, that's a discussion board lesson. So the expectation is that the students have a great study and they're going to contribute something in the discussion board, and that's how we take attendance. If they've contributed something in that discussion board, they've attended for that day. If we look down here, there's this little rocket type thing. That's a quiz setup. Again, they still study in that, but how it's being submitted is they're answering a few questions, and that goes into the grade book as a quiz that you then are going to need to go check and grade really quick to take attendance and show them that they've been given credit for that day. Then if we look down to this next week, we have this right here, this symbol of the paper and the pen. That's an assignment, and again, that's more personal of a response that day. When students finish their study that day, it's going to ask them to respond in an assignment format, which only you as a teacher will see. Same as the quizzes, only you as a teacher are going to see the answers to those quizzes. And so if you want students to, on those days, to interact a little bit more, then that's when you would use the class community and invite your students to maybe add something to the discussion in that class community for any class during the week as well, if it's not a discussion board lesson. So with that said, let me just show you what it would be like taking attendance and checking on discussions for that day. If I click on Act 16 and I'm just seeing, hey, yesterday we had that class, everybody was supposed to have their study and participate, you could simply just scroll down to the bottom and you can see whoever has posted responses. If you wanted to reply to some of those responses, I wouldn't necessarily say that you need to reply to every student every day, but be wise about responding to students once or twice every week in simple ways so that they see that you're paying attention to them and everybody sees that you're paying attention to them. So you could just hit reply to their reply and say something great about them. You are amazing. Not going to worry about spelling because we're just trying to get through this video. I loved, and you can just say ... whatever you loved, or just build them up, or maybe ask them to do more, and then you just hit post reply and it will show your reply to their thread, to their what they replied. So that's how you just take attendance. You simply just look at who participated that day, take your attendance the next day or that late that evening, but my guess is we're all going to be in sleep at midnight when they could be done replying. So then if we want to take attendance for the quiz days or the assignment days, we need to go into grades over here on the left hand side. So you just click on grades, and we're only going to see one test student in my class here, but you would have all the names of your students down here, and it just shows all of the grades and the possible assignments that they could have throughout the year. For this test student, I have already graded a few things, so you see a 10 here. You can see things that haven't been turned in, and that's okay. Sometimes we don't publish all the lessons for our students. But you can also see for a student, if they have turned something in, you're going to see this little icon right here that means this needs to be graded. And so hopefully the model is if they do a lesson, let's say yesterday, then by the next day you should take attendance and grade their assignment if it's an assignment or a quiz lesson. So to do that, the quickest way is just to click on the first student right here, and I'll click on this little arrow to the right. It'll bring up this screen, and I want to click on Speed Grader. This is going to be the quickest way to grade everything in a day for your students. So you click on Speed Grader, and the cool thing is I'm going to be able to see the name of the student is going to be up here that you're grading for. Their assignment is going to be over here to the left. This student, for this assignment, they decided to post a video and explain their answer. There might be writing here. However they choose to give their answer, it's going to show up here on the left-hand side. Then simply, if it's an assignment, to give credit, you're just going to go over here and mark complete. And it will show that they get the credit. You can put in a comment, say, wow, that was so great, and give them some personalized feedback for that comment. You may encourage them the next day after they always submit something to always check back and see if what you might have commented. Now, you don't necessarily have to comment on every student every day, but again, be very wise about being present for each student throughout the week so that they can see that you're involved with them personally in some way. Then you just submit that comment and the students would be able to see it after that. Now, if you had more students, you would just click to the right here and another student's name would pop up here, and their assignment, if they completed it, would be over here. Let's say this student didn't complete it for the day. So I would just, for that student, I would just hit incomplete, and that's going to show that they don't get credit and they'd be marked absent for that day. And then you can go on to the next student and mark them complete or incomplete, give a comment like you'd like, and go through all your students, and then you're done. If you want to get back after grading one assignment for all your students to the gradebook, over here in the left-hand corner, you click on the little gradebook, and it will take you back to those grades. Again, highly recommend creating your own, as a teacher, system so that you can grade any assignment or quiz lesson the next day so that they get feedback that next day. You take attendance that next day and students recognize that you're right in step with them. Now, if you want to get back to your main class out of this grade book, an easy way is just to go up here where it says the name of your class, click on that, and it'll take you back to your home page. So I hope that helps you be able to start navigating, taking attendance, and which is taken in WISE, but in Canvas, you got to go to those few places to see who has attended and participated that day. If you have any questions, please just reach out. I'd love to help you even more.